Hey guys, welcome back to part 3 to Did Your State Win the Ice Cube Challenge? And I realized on the mold it actually looks like this. Yep. So let's just show off the good. So once again, all the Confederacy states are safe. Yep. Sadly, Washington can't be included. I don't. Delaware is safe. Ohio's safe. Most of the Midwest is safe except for Nebraska, since it did get eliminated in the first part. It's still so funny. Yeah, all the states bordering, on Nebraska. You might say, but you still left out these states. Just the next one eliminated. Yep. And just so we can show respects to the people not participating, Alaska, Hawaii, and Washington. Yeah, actually, technically, Washington is safe because it's combined. But yeah, most of the 13 colonies are almost gone. Thanks. Yeah, most of the 13 colonies gone. I mean, the states in blue are the only other parts of the old, 13 colonies. That is not normal. And then after the war. Brother, that is what? Why is so much states from original times gone? And this was another combinedment. Yeah, so, yeah, unfortunately, but fortunately, they're eliminated. I'll see you next time on part 4. Sorry for the people who lost. So I'm just going to list off the states who is gone. So, if you live in Nebraska, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Rhode Island, New Connecticut, Massachusetts, Vermont, I think, New Hampshire, Maine. And if you want a mapless, if you want a borderless and nameless, so yeah. So if you live in the red, you're gone from the challenge. Nebraska. Yeah. If you live, the yellow is showing the original land that the U.S. started out with. It gets bad since this is how the U.S. started with. And now look at all these states just gone. And most states don't even get recognized for that. Being one of the first. But only these states now being one of the first. That's, of course, not eliminated. But yeah, there is a chance that these next states could be eliminated. I look back, I think these two states are actually also eliminated. And I checked on my mold. Yeah, that's actually how it is. These two states are combined. So yeah, if you live in the red, you're done. Sorry. Yeah, if you live in these red states, you're done. I'll even show borders. So if you live in the states, so by the way, technically off on these two states are also eliminated. So if you live in the counting state, so if you live in these states, you're still partially in the game. Both Virginias, both Carolinas, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana, Virginia, Michigan, Clydedoy, which is what I call the Panhandle, Wisconsin, Illinois, Missouri, and then we have, I forget your name, Georgia. Georgia, no, that's Georgia. I need the initials back. Mississippi. Yeah, I call these the Caribbean. Louisiana, Arkansas, Minnesota. Why do I hear? I heard that before. Because it is Minnesota. That's Minnesota, Noah. Montana, Iowa, Minnesota, both Dakotas, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, Kansas, Colorado, Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, aka ID, New Oregon, Wyoming, Washington, California, Sin City is right now doing that right now, but so if you got Arkansas, by the way, so if you're in the red states, you're eliminated. North Carolina, you're having snow. And if that's happening, that means these states are going to be snowed. Yeah, it doesn't. Frick, I shouldn't. Should I? No, I'm not. So yeah, if you live in the green, you're good. But if you live in the red, you're eliminated off spawn. You know what? I think for the rest of the series, we're not going to do patterns because it just annoys me. I think we're just going to do plain out red. Does that look good? Like it all being like red and then this is like green. It's more good. And it happens when there's like, yeah, like that's more straightforward. And it doesn't annoy me with Washington, D.C. So yeah, you're left off with that. See you tomorrow when it continues. I swear to God, if the rest of the 13 colonies gets discontinued, because remember, the yellow is the only state left that was a part of the starting part of America. Look at that red. That red is showing. And remember, barely any states get that symbol of being an OG. Barely any. Only these states, even though Ohio was the 17th, even though these two are also pretty old. 16th and 17th states. Yeah, these are the only states that get the reputation of being old. And don't forget on how West Virginia technically isn't as new, isn't as old, because it was a combined at one point. So yeah, these states get. Oh, don't forget, people confuse that. Florida was not a part. But yeah, we sadly lost the oldest state. Who drives a... What the... Sadly, we lost a good state. Yeah. If you live in the yellow, that means you lived in, like, the old area. I showed this before, but I'm going to do it again. Yeah, if you live in these states, you live in the original lands. Where it all started. And it didn't... Oh, that looks weird. Yeah. It would usually be that. Right? But yeah, if you live in the red, that means you're eliminated. Boom, bam, boom, bop. Yeah, I checked. These states are also eliminated, including Washington. But now for safe states, yeah. Wow. A lot of states are gone. How much states are eliminated thanks to 2 combined states 2 days in a row being gone? How much days is it? 15 states are gone. 15! We're down to 36. We're down to 36 states. Wait. Hold on. Hold on. Hold up. Wait a minute. That's better. Okay, in reality, we're only missing 14 states. I have to include white since it's not a state. Actually, I'll include it as yellow since it's not a state. So if you live in Washington, you're not even playing. You technically were in the game, but you lost. Yeah. So yeah. To let you know, if you live in the red or yellow, you're eliminated. Dude, imagine we lose all the 13 colonies. Bye.